If you're going to survive the post-war devastation of Fallout 4, you're going to need to cast aside naive pre-war notions like non-violence, bathing, and not drinking radioactive soft drinks. You'll also have to cast aside your pre-war common sense, because Fallout teaches us the world of Fallout operates according to its own special brand of Fallout logic. And we wouldn't have it any other way. Watch out for a few spoilers for Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas in the following video.
We've all been there, you know, when you're scavenging in the wilds and you find loads of really great stuff and put it in your pockets, I guess. But then you get greedy, take one little thing too many, and uh-oh, suddenly you're pinned down by the weight of your collection of empty Nuka Cola bottles, ashtrays and scrap metal. Now you can't run or fast travel to the vendor where you were going to sell this creaking bundle of wasteland junk. Not to worry, this is the point where you neck a refreshing bottle of hooch. And like Popeye scoffing a can of radioactive spinach, you hulk out just enough to give you the strength to heft all that loot back to base. See, if this worked in the world of not Fallout, my part-time job as a piano mover would be much more entertaining.
The wasteland is a super dangerous place filled with deadly mutants and feral ghouls and roving bands of murderous bandits all out for a piece of you. No matter how many points you've plunged into speech, sooner or later you're going to get into a scrap and come out of it worse for wear. Not to worry though, because you can haul yourself from death's door simply by gobbling up anything even vaguely edible in your inventory. Perhaps the carbs push the bullets back out? Either way, it miraculously works for just about every medical complaint except a crippled limb, which apparently no amount of sugar bombs can cure. So congratulations, your multiple gunshot wounds are fixed, but now you're obese, riddled with gout, and look extra delicious to any passing my alerts. So life expectancy about the same then.
The stuffy society of pre-war USA really loosened up after the bombs dropped and everything went to hell. At least it did when it came to touching people in the pocket area. Because it's now totally acceptable to go up to someone, stick your hands in their pockets and have a good rummage around without so much as a by your leave. As long as you don't then steal something. I expect the concept of invading someone's personal space went out the window when people were locked together in cramped underground vaults, because now you can fumble in someone's pockets, checking the contents, while the other guy waits patiently with your hands in his slacks. And if you don't then try to nick anything out of there, you will remain good friends, or perfect strangers.
Here, in his favoured land.
Nice pockets, by the way. Roomy.
Good morning, sir. What can I do for you?
Fallout's Mr. Handy modular robot is designed as the ideal personal butler, ready to take the more tedious domestic chores off your hands. It's not clear which of those chores would require a razor-sharp 8-inch buzzsaw, mind you. A buzzsaw that can't even cut a birthday cake without completely obliterating it. It's particularly alarming when said buzzsaw-equipped Mr. Handy is put in charge of infant care. And that flamethrower seems excessive for bottle warming.
Sean has been changed, but he absolutely refuses to calm down.
I don't blame him. He also gives you haircuts, presumably with that same buzzsaw, which would explain my character's hairstyle. Still, this arsenal of unnecessarily deadly weaponry is balanced out with the inclusion of a quality humour emitter array, which will keep you entertained with endless nerdy science jokes.
2 atoms are in a bar. One says, "I think I lost an electron." The other says, "Are you sure?" To which the other replies, "I'm positive."
We've already ordered one for Jane for Christmas.
If your wasteland wanderer decided that the taboo of cannibalism was a fusty pre-war relic, then he or she might have gone for the cannibalism perk that lets you chow down on your victim's remains to recover health. You. Come on, I'm trying to have lunch here. Only, in the land of Fallout logic, where dead bodies can pop apart like the guy in the Operation board game, they also stay unchanged and unchewed when you devour them. Maybe you're one of those picky eater cannibals who just eats the tongue and nothing else because skin is high in cholesterol. Do you want this?
I'll spare a few caps if you just tell each of the adults to get over to the voting booth sometime today, so I cinch the victory.
After the war, when civilization picked itself up and began to piece itself back together, it looked around for a standard item to use as some kind of currency. We can't use pre-war currency because no reason, it said, so let's use everyday commonplace bottle caps. That's despite bottle caps having no intrinsic value in the way a piece of precious metal does, and despite there being no central banking authority to legitimise their value as a medium of exchange in a shared market.
Find where the antagonizer and the mechanist hide and convince them to stop or otherwise end their hostility, and you'll earn 200 caps.
And it definitely won't present a catastrophic inflation problem when some plucky explorer discovers a ruined bottling plant full of caps. Never mind that, they're small and round. Just like how real coins are small and round. Economics!
Time was, if you stole a thing when no one was looking, no one would know until they went to get it. And even then, no one would know you were the one who took it unless you left some fingerprints or a self-incriminating note and your calling card, a single black rose. I guess part of me wanted to get caught. In the world of Fallout, on the other hand, security is so tight the security guards have evolved a psychic hive mind. So the second you've robbed something, no matter how crappy, from an NPC's stash of crappy private property, every guard in 100 miles knows about it. Ow! Alright, you can have your empty bottle collection back, jeez.
What you need? How about a drink? No? Suit yourself.
The rules around appropriate workwear must have changed in the centuries since the war, because no one bats an eyelid when you rock up in some sexy sleepwear, ready to sort out everyone's problems and look good doing it. And yet when I come to work in a tasteful onesie, I'm unprofessional. Not only does no one mind you dressing like you've come for a slumber party, thanks to the sleepwear's charisma-boosting effect, people will actually find you more persuasive in serious debates. Take, for instance, the really serious debate where you have to talk Legate Lanius into pissing off home instead of nailing you to a cross, which would be his first choice.
An envoy of Vegas, yet you carry yourself for battle.
No one can say no to me when I'm in PJs, that's a fact.
You are not wearing pajamas to work.
There is wisdom in your words, man of the West.
Those were 8 pieces of Fallout logic that go to show it's not just society that gets obliterated by a nuclear apocalypse, it's common sense as well.
So at last, you've penetrated the court of the antagonizer. Queen of all ants!
What's your favourite Fallout logic? Leave it in the comments and like and subscribe for more videos like this from Outside Xbox. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm finally going to eat this sandwich.
Andy, check out how charismatic I am in my sexy sleepwear.
Never going to eat this sandwich.